breathing. He saved his life. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy. I'm a surgical resident at San Jose St. Bonaventure Hospital. I've been obviously speaking to a lot of people about it recently, and someone gave me this analogy that has sort of really stuck with me, that it feels a bit like graduation, in the sense that obviously it's this big momentous event that makes you nostalgic and, you know, is filled with memories, and the world as you know it, all of these amazing people from the cast to the crew that you've been working with, that will definitely change. But at the same time, you're also excited for the future and a sort of new world that starts opening up, and it's necessary and sort of positive to move on. So it's that graduation analogy that feels kind of apt to me.
A lot of emotions. You know, it's 7 years of my life. It's like the longest thing I've been a part of in my adult life. So, you know, I entered my 20s and 30s on this show, so a lot of them are family to me.
To know that it's ending it's bittersweet. You know, grateful for all the fun we've had, but then sad to know that it's almost done.
I mean, I feel like I have to say the Lim episode was a great opportunity for me to think about and explore her on a much deeper and different level. You know, it was our first time meeting that darker side of Lim and her vulnerability, even though she doesn't wear it very often on her sleeve. But yeah, her sort of having to struggle with PTSD.
I would say probably, I don't know from what season it was, this maybe second season finale, the earthquake episode.
Yeah.
Because it was just a really long day with this one amazing actor, and you know, pretending to be, you know, his father as he's dying, and I think it was just therapeutic in a lot of ways, that I had been dealing with a bunch of things personally with my son, and to be able to get that out and almost be done with it, because it was really hard for me first season to join the show, because my son was in the hospital for so long that I didn't know if I was gonna be able to continue the show, because the hospital looks so real, and it literally brought back all these feelings, so.
When Antonia and I were doing a scene where the big marlin fish explodes, because we ran in on a take and the floor was so slippery from all the fake blood and stuff that we slid, and then I went to grab her and I pulled her down, and then we just couldn't stop laughing. And so whenever I see that, I definitely, it always cracks me up. So that might be one of my favorite moments.
I mean, there's been, I think, literally hundreds of amazing people that have joined the show.
Freaking babies. Yeah. Finn is my favorite. Love him. I love his smell. And he's 6 months old, and he's like the happiest baby with the happiest eyes. And I love being on set with the having to take care of him and acting with him and figuring it all out with our crew members. I mean, that's like my favorite day on set so far, actually.
I think there's 4 rotating babies at once, and there's some that are built for crying as soon as they come on set and will need a time for the crying baby, and then there's ones that are really quiet and good and just smile at you.
It was great getting to work with Alan Leach. He played my brother on the show, and he's actually married to my friend, and so it was really fun to have a friend come up and get to play with them. So that was and you know, he's from Downton Abbey and amazing, so that was a great experience.
It was always fun when House guest stars came, you know, people who were on House as
David's
and came and did a favor for David, and it was to hear their stories and for us to be able to compare you know, stories as Good Doctor cast as opposed to House cast.
Hopeful.
Uplifting.
I guess the 2 words that came to mind, and I was like, which one should I choose? There's both big and small, because I think it'll be big and it will be climactic, but it will also be in classic Good Doctor fashion about these small little beautiful moments of life for all of the characters involved. So I guess take your pick between big or small. Small sounds a bit underwhelming as an end to a show, but big sounds too over the top.
It's not going to be the medical jargon. That's not easy.
There's so many things that I miss, but I guess the people is the obvious one, but also the true one.
I'll probably, I think, miss the stability that comes with the collaborative process with everyone when we're on set and being able to have those conversations every day and working that muscle and being a part of that process.
I think what I'll miss most about the show is, one, my character, because she's just such a powerhouse and such an incredibly strong woman and character.
I'm so excited for them to see Sean and Leah as parents.
I'm excited for viewers to see this other side of Morgan. It's been a complete shift this season, and Morgan as a mom is totally different, so I mean, she's still the same, but she's a little different. So it'll be fun for people to see that and see how they react.
I guess, there's a lot of babies, which makes it unpredictable, and to see how Sean deals with it, and then me and Fiona's character, dealing with a new baby and all the bickering and the fun fights that come with it.
Yeah, they've got great repartee.
I hope they remember whatever lessons this show provided for them in their own lives. I think this show is a really great prompt to understand how you can become vulnerable and accepting and lead with unconditional love and kindness and conversation. And I hope it leaves people with the love of curiosity and whatever that can bring to them.
I hope that people will remember the message of hope. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about our show, is that it inspires people and it gives them hope, and it gets emotional just talking about it, but you meet so many people whose lives have been touched by the show, and to know what it does for them is so incredible, to be a part of something like that.
The evolution of television and diversity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we were able to, probably one of the first times in our career, or very few times, that we were just able to play human beings without being attached to a Chinatown storyline or things of those nature, in terms of just being human. And I waited 15 years to be able to do that, so it's been really rewarding.
We have so many. I have one in particular of Will that makes me laugh, and it made the blooper reel. Sometimes we pick up the wrong instrument. What did you use? The oxygen mask?
Well, yeah, I thought I was in an action movie, because we were moving. ER scenes feel like an action movie, and I had just come off something, I think, very action-y. Somebody's dying on the bed, and I went and grabbed the oxygen mask, and I put it to my ear, and I said, I don't even know what I called for, but I called for something.
You called for something, and you're like, get the right now. And then, it was...
I looked at the mask, and
One of
then
my
they
favorite
said
moments.
cut, and we're all crying. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry.
We're
And
crying, laughing
We're doing it
so
again, and I
hard.
went and did the same thing, and then the set shut down for about 15 minutes from everybody just laughing.